Hi there, I'm Shelly. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you've been listening along, I'm really glad that you're back. Today's episode is one topic that comes up every single year. If you've walked away from a holiday gathering this year with a strange feeling you couldn't quite name, then this episode is for you. This isn't about creating worry where there isn't any. It's about making space for awareness. The kind that shows up gently and not loudly. The holidays do something our regular routines don't. They slow us down just enough. We spend more time together than usual. We sit at the table longer. We share meals that take hours instead of minutes. And we watch how someone moves through a space they've known for decades. We've noticed patterns or the absence of them, and sometimes in the middle of that normal holiday chaos, the cooking, kids running around all through the house, conversations overlapping, dishes piling up, something stands out. It's not alarming, it's just different. Sometimes clarity arrives quietly after everybody goes home and the house gets quiet. Most of us don't spend extended, uninterrupted time with our parents or aging loved ones anymore. Visits are quick. Conversations are surface level. Life is just busy. And distance makes it even easier to miss those small changes. Even when we live nearby, we're often moving too fast to notice those subtle shifts. But the holidays can change that. They put us right back into those shared spaces long enough for those subtleties to surface. It's long enough for us to notice how someone manages their day, long enough to see where routines are still intact or whether they're starting to fray around the edges. You might notice meals aren't being eaten the same way. Maybe food is forgotten on the stove. Maybe meals are skipped entirely. Maybe someone seems overwhelmed by choices that just feel simple. You might notice some confusion around plans or schedules. Maybe dates are starting to get mixed up. Maybe the same question gets asked several times. Maybe somebody seems more anxious about what's happening next. You might hear repeated stories, closer than what they used to be. Stories that you've heard before, but now that they come back to back or without any awareness that they've already shared those stories. You might notice a home that feels harder to manage. Papers start piling up, laundry gets left undone. Spaces that used to be tidy now feel chaotic. Maybe you're starting to notice fatigue, a tiredness that feels deeper than normal. Less energy, less engagement, more withdrawal. None of these things automatically mean that something is wrong. And noticing them doesn't mean that you're jumping to conclusions, but they can mean that something is changing. And noticing change doesn't make you an alarmist. It just means that you're paying attention. If something felt off this season, you don't need answers today. You don't need to make a plan. You don't need to label anything. It's just worth holding that awareness and honestly, instead of pushing it away, accept it. Here's the part that no one really wants to talk about. Noticing change often comes with a level of guilt. You might find yourself wondering if you're overreacting or if it's just being tired from the holidays, or if you're projecting your own stress onto somebody else. You might feel like you're reading too much into something, that you're being dramatic, or that you should just let it go. And underneath all of that is a deeper fear that noticing something means that you're responsible for what's about to come. That once you see it, you have to act. That once you acknowledge it, you're opening a door you're not ready to open. Well, that's pretty heavy, I'd say. So because awareness can feel like an obligation, like crossing this invisible line that you can't uncross, like the moment you name something, it becomes real, it becomes big, and real things require decisions. That's just not true. Awareness isn't a verdict, it's just information. It's not one big moment, it's a pattern that you can't unsee. Most families don't have a single defining incident. There isn't always a fall or a diagnosis or a sudden emergency that forces clarity. More often than not, there's a series of small moments that slowly start to connect the dots. A comment here, a missed detail there, a quiet concern that shows up again months later. And once those moments start to form a pattern, it changes how you start to see things. That shift can be unsettling. It can feel like grief for something that hasn't happened yet. A sense that time is moving differently now. What's important to know is that you don't need to make a decision right now. Support doesn't start with placement. It does not start with paperwork. It does not start with touring communities or calling agencies. Support starts with a conversation. It starts by noticing, paying attention over time, with talking to siblings or trusted family members and comparing notes, with asking open-ended, non-judgmental questions instead of making assumptions, with listening more than correcting. It starts with noticing patterns instead of those isolating moments. What usually isn't helpful is jumping straight to the solutions, which is very hard for me because I'm a solution-based kind of gal. It's also not helpful to avoid the topic entirely because it just feels uncomfortable. Or if you're waiting for a crisis to force action, that's not helpful either. Crisis-driven decisions are almost always harder. They're harder emotionally and practically. You can get thoughtful, gradual solutions by avoiding that urgency, that stress. It also comes with fewer options at that point. They leave little room for processing or alignment. If you're listening right now and thinking, this sounds familiar, because I've given you a lot of little examples of what this could look like, consider this your permission to slow it all down. Not shut it down, just slow it all down. You don't have to name anything yet. You don't have to tell anyone else. You're allowed to simply notice. This is one of the reasons I'm building the Evergreens at Culpeper the way that we are. Too often, families encounter senior care only when they're already overwhelmed, already in a crisis, after something has gone wrong, after exhaustion has piled up and stress has narrowed their choices. But good care is not reactive. It's supportive. It means families are met where they are, not where they're afraid they might end up. Care should feel like an extension of support, not a failure, not a last resort, not a sign that someone waited too long or didn't do enough. The hardest realizations often come during the easiest moments. A quiet afternoon after everybody leaves. A holiday dinner that just felt a little different than it used to be. A pause in the conversation that lingers longer than expected. That's usually where clarity begins. If this episode resonated with you, I hope it offered you some reassurance. Not pressure. You're allowed to notice. You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to take your time. And if this episode made you think of someone, consider sharing it with a friend or a family member. Sometimes that's the easiest way to just start the conversation. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.